We good? All right. And can I get a roll call?
President Down. Vice President Bell here. Treasurer Pruitt is absent. Director Thompson. Here. Director Foster.
Here.
All right. And then can we all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
1 second.
Yeah. Recording now.
Yes.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
All right. All right, moving on to our public comment. Members of the public may provide comments to the board on items that are not on the agenda.
Gonna move the seat up a little.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Thank you.
We welcome and encourage your comments as the board takes them into consideration in our deliberations. Speakers are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. The board may not respond to, discuss, or engage in any type of dialogue regarding any of the future regarding any public comment. However, the president may direct questions to staff for a later response or future consideration by the board. Appropriate and respectful language and behavior is vital to the function of a public meeting. We ask the board, staff, and members of the public to speak courteously and respectfully. The board prohibits disruptive behavior. Do we have a pizza ordered?
So there's some folks that are logging in.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay,
Remotely.
okay, gotcha. All right. Any public comment? No? All right, moving right along. Next item on the agenda is our consent agenda. All items listed under the consent agenda are routine in nature and may be approved by one motion. I do want to pull the agenda out. So then, with that said, has everybody got a chance to look over the October 8th, 2025 regular board meeting minutes?
Yeah,
And can I get a motion to approve the October 8th, 2025 regular board meeting minutes?
If you're pulling an agenda out, how about we just have I'll do it. I made a motion to approve the
other two.
consent agenda, which is better two items.
There we go.
and I second it.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. No opposed? Thank you, Mark, for doing that.
Mhm.
Okay, and then on the agenda, under item G, I would like to move G4 to G1. So that's where it should have been. I apologize because I really didn't get a chance to look over the agenda before we sent it out and I was a little bit busy last week. So G4 to G1, Diane, it says under board member action items G1, discuss updates on, and so should that have been under discussion items?
I just want an update is all.
Okay, yeah, so we'll move G1 to I3. Or has that been yes, I3.
Discussion item.
Yes, to discussion items. And then consider and approve updating the status of securing Sugar Pine water rights. We didn't have this on our future agenda items we didn't bring it forward last time, but I wanted to put it under J2 so we can hear it in December.
No, don't. I want it now.
Okay. And then consider and approve the FPUD scheduled meetings to establish performance goals and objectives for the general manager. I was gonna also put that into future so we could bring it forth in December or have a vote on to bring it forth in December or use
Which one was it except?
G3.
G3,
I wanted to move to J3.
G3, the performance goals?
Yeah,
Oh, you just want to move it around is all?
we'll just move it to so we can vote on to bring it into December, so under future agenda items. Instead of it actually being, because of where you have that, the board approval, the secretary thing tonight, so.
Well, what's wrong? I'm not understanding what's wrong with it where it's at.
Well, because board member action items, I was trying to keep it, one per board member. And this was in what it should have been under future agenda items. Was my process, but we can keep it there if you want.
Yep, I want it there.
Okay, So then that'll do that. So G1 or G4 moves to G1. G1 moves to I3. And G2 and 3 stay the same. And then one last one, discussion on revision to policy 2000. You had it on, labeled as discussion, so I was thinking you wanted it under discuss.
Well, I want to vote on it. I mean, I've had it there for all of these.
Okay, I'm just, because it says discuss, so I didn't know if you wanted it under discussion. That was what I was on.
Well, this is really all confusing me because now it's like I've got everything so well organized and now it's all, yeah, well, going to do.
Because it said, just because it said discussion, so I
It's,
didn't know.
it's really very simple, that one. It would take us all 5 minutes. I just want to vote and just remove the one section. That's it. It's not real complicated. But I do want to vote on it to remove a section, the last section. I mean, I don't know where you want to put it. I just want to vote on it, you know?
Well, typically, for the policy action items, you would put that into future agenda items, and then we would vote to bring that forward.
Well,
So that's, but you know what, that's fine, we can do that, because it's not gonna hurt a thing,
okay.
but. Okay, so. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
I think you should do that.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Okay, I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mark?
I said I.
Oh, sorry, thank you. No opposed? Motion
I
carries.
do have a problem though. I hope that in the future we can get this a little better organized because I have all my stuff in a row and numbered. You know what I mean? It's like, it's hard for me to juggle so many different things, but if I keep them all in order and then when we get here, we change this whole agenda around.
Well, and then that's,
Hard for me to agree.
Yeah.
You do? Thank you. Yeah, it's just hard for me to keep, in order. So if we could get it better, done, next time. Okay.
We'll just spend a little more time on it next time.
yep, this, I didn't get a chance to do it this, I didn't really get a chance to get back to Hank and go, no, we want this here and that there, but. That's where the problem lied. Operation action item, so, F1, Hank, that's you.
So I put a detailed staff memorandum in your packet. Recommending the board of directors authorize the general manager to purchase replacement emergency generators for water treatment facility for an amount not to exceed $135,000. In March, we commissioned a feasibility study to evaluate options. The existing generators are approximately 40 years old. And while they continue to function adequately, their age presents growing concerns regarding long-term reliability, maintenance ability, and operational safety. The concept of replacing the generators has been discussed by the planning committee and finance committee and was included in the 25 to 29 capital improvement plan with a preliminary project budget of $200,000. In the feasibility study, we evaluated replacing both generators with one generator or replacing like for like. I did a study on actual sizing to confirm that the sizing was appropriate. And we found that we could downsize the treatment plant facility a minor amount, and there would have to come back with the same size generator at the pump station. We got some really close bid or price quotes, so close that we're evaluating to make sure that they're all apples to apples, and include similar type startup fees. And basically the two things that are left that are remaining are the startup fees and the length of the warranty. And so I included in your board packet the feasibility study. I didn't include all of the photos that the engineering firm took because they were extensive, and I didn't think including all of those photos would benefit the board's review. They are available if you'd like to look at them. They will not email. It's like a 7.5 terabytes or something like that. So we have identified what we need. We have reached out to all the major manufacturers for this replacement generator, and like to move forward with the purchase. We have grant funds available for this that will cover most all of the cost. And then we will come back to the board once the generators are secured with a plan for installation. That would be sometime probably early next year. We'll also be looking for grant opportunities for the installation, and so I'll be keeping you informed on that. So I'm here to answer any questions.
Well, hey, I have just a
Hey,
quick.
Diane, real
oh,
quick, I want to just go down the line just so we stay.
Oh, go down the line.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mark,
So I think I heard it there, but I might have snoozed a bit. Hank, when are you thinking that these would arrive and like get installed?
So there's different delivery times, some up to 25 weeks. And I think the shortest turnaround was 4 weeks or something like that.
I got that on that.
Oh, did you say installed?
Yeah.
Oh,
So one
installed,
part was arrived, so you got that, and then installed.
installed, so we'll have to prepare, that's a public works project. And so we'll have to prepare specifications, go out for a formal bid process, review the bids, then we'll present those bids to the board with a recommended lowest responsive bidder. And the work, I don't know, a month, we're gonna have to do it in the operation, so we won't be able to be down, so it's gonna be a little bit tricky. I would imagine we may bring a temporary unit up for an emergency and then pull the old one out, put the new one in, get it fired up. And then do the same thing with the other generator. I don't, what does that take? 2 months? It's a real guess. I don't know how fast the contractor will specify. We'll probably have the engineer do an estimated number of work days. And then we'll hold the contractor responsible to meet those work days.
do you have any other questions, Mark?
No, having gone through the mosquito fire, we're certainly happy that we had backup and we had something available, and relying on something that's significantly past its prime is worrisome, so.
Yeah, I agree. Diane?
Oh, yeah, hey, can you tell me, I have a copy of the capital improvement plan, and I just wanted to ask you, when it was budgeted, is that under auxiliary generators?
Yes.
Oh, okay, and that's where, and why does it say 20 years on there? You can have a copy, he can have a copy, I have here.
I have a copy
Oh, okay,
of the plan.
I just, so, okay, so that was the emergency ones, okay. Because I know that the lifespan is 40,
So
so
that's a
I didn't understand
useful
that.
life estimation of 20 years. It might be 40. I think we went probably a little long on this one.
Oh,
But the
okay,
generators have low hours and haven't really exhibited, anything that would just be an estimation of the life of the new generators. If they last 30 or last 40, then that's what they last. If they were to have issues in 10 years, then we would replace them in 10 years.
okay. And so the auxiliary generators and it was, the estimate was 200,000. Okay, so is that still, you think about, do you think this is accurate anymore? Is it what I'm trying to figure out?
In the
I don't know, I just,
feasibility study
because I,
on page 24 of 63, total project cost for the option 1, that's 2 generators, is 464. Option 2, the total project cost 625,000. The budget in the capital improvement was for the generators themselves, and so you see we're coming in a little bit under that estimation
For the generators
for the
themselves,
generators themselves.
but that's also.
Part of that was, we eliminated one of the transfer switches. We're gonna keep the transfer switch, the existing transfer switch for the pump station, and replace the transfer switch for the water treatment plant.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, Hank, but that, the purchase of these generators will be covered by that grant, right? That you acquired?
No,
Yes,
it's extra.
Well, just the generators, not the
Right,
cost to
we're
put it
talking
in.
about the 135.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
and then what happens if we can't get the money for the installation? Or do you assume that we will get it then? Because I know installation.
well,
is
it's a tough
expensive.
assumption. You don't know what the grant market will be like next year. I'll do my best to get a grant, but if not, then we'll request the board approve use of capital improvement
Oh,
funds.
okay, okay. That's all my questions.
Ron?
Yeah, I've got some information on it. Okay, I did a few hours on this. There's three of them. There's a Caterpillar, Cummins, and a Rico. Starting at the Rico,
Well, I think it's Relco, but yeah.
right, whatever it is, it looks Japanese to me, but anyway. It's 180 kW that we talked about. And you want a 225, you want to replace it with a 180, anyway. The lead time on the 180 kW is 23 to 25 weeks before you could get it. The lead time on the 16 kW is 25 to 27 weeks. And on both of those generators, we have tariffs. They're not made in the United States. And I believe if you say it's a Kohler, then it's probably made in Germany or in Europe somewhere.
Right. That's what I was told. I haven't done my own research on that.
So anyway, the price on the 180 is 47,800. And this is what I don't understand in the quote, 47,800 for the 180, 67,500 for the 60. There's either an error there, but it's in that instrument. So the next one is the Cummins. And that's a 200 kW. The one we have to plan is a
225.
225. That one's priced at 62,800. And the 60 kW is priced at 43,600. Adding those together, it's 110,900. I'm just rounding, you know. And the startup and testing for the Cummins is another 13,000. And you have to have 2 transfer switches. The Caterpillar, they also come up with a 200 kW, and that's 78.2. And with a 2-year warranty, and the Cummins has a 2-year warranty. The other one has a 1-year. That's overseas, it'd take forever to get parts. Besides that, you wouldn't even get it for a year, you know, so I took that out of the equation for myself. And then the lead time for the Caterpillar for the 200 kW is 2 to 4 weeks. On the 60 kW, which costs 55,400, the lead time on that is probably the same. You have a 2-year warranty, and you have to buy 2 transfer switches. Now that option 2 that we were looking at, that's for the 275.
Mm-hmm.
You only need 1 transfer switch. And by the way, the Caterpillar startup and training is included and is covered. So you don't, it's like Cummins, the start testing another 13,000 on top
Yeah,
of
which
that.
brings it to 123.
And then you're pushing right up next to the
Right, we're getting
Caterpillar
closer.
that's included, you know.
Is that what you got, Ron?
Well, my recommendation, we go with a single outside. Because that will also open up 2 rooms
Mm-hmm.
in the plant. Both buildings, 1 each. For other things, maybe a 2 shop, anything. And we went up and saw those generators today and looked at them. And I kind of thought that Hank and I were kind of leaning towards the single generator,
Mhm.
you know. Just
No, I think, yeah,
a lot of stuff added in for free.
I think there's yeah, I think there's some good things to all of what you just said about the single and stuff like that. We're just gonna have to get it drilled down. I think, Hank and the staff, I think, are gonna get that, they're gonna get that ironed out, and I think with our help, I think they can, you know, they can get there.
Cause I didn't find any specs in here on the 275. You said you saw some? I didn't find any. All I found was the,
Yeah, it was just for the two generators on
Yeah.
all this information, but with that said, though, tonight's just about, we're not approving which generator to buy or necessarily anything like that, it's just approving, that, they can purchase up to 135,000.
that's the, range 13, 14.
So with that said,
So we're right about the 135, 140 for two categories.
so how much is the cat stuff?
Well, that up 78.2 and 55.
So it was like 137, right, altogether? 137 something, 137,697. Well, I know you're only asking for 135 because that's what the grant was, Hank.
But that's
just-
no transfers.
But I'm just, because it's just the purchase of the generator.
The both.
Right, it's just the generator. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna make a motion to approve, purchase up to, I think that 130, I think that 135 limit might be a little low. I would like to make a motion to approve up to $140,000 purchase. I get a second.
I'll second.
Okay, public comment? No, okay, coming back. Any more discussion?
Vote.
We'll get a vote there, Hank?
Well, can you tell me why the extra? Because
Well,
you-
because,
it's
so,
cost
I think that just the cost is a little, I
Little
think
more.
because staff's gonna make the best recommendation, but I wanna make sure that
bonus and that.
that there's enough. If we only approve them for 135, well, then that kicks CAT completely out, and we still need to do a little bit more research, I think.
That's the one you want.
I think so I think if we approve 140, that gives them enough leeway. Hank, do you actually, do you think that gives you enough leeway on
I
that?
think so.
Okay. So are we ready to vote?
That was a motion by President Downing, seconded by Vice President Bell. And the amount was, not to exceed 140.
Yes.
Okay. Sure, roll call vote. Vice President Bell,
Yes.
Director Thompson,
Yes.
Director Foster,
Yes,
President Dowling.
Yes.
4-0, the motion carries.
All right.
I have one question concerning that, Hank. You said we have a deadline of December 31st. This is to get the PO done?
Yes,
Well, this should take care of that, right?
it should.
And they would have to pay the full amount to buy both of these at that time, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And then we have the construction part. coming
that will
up.
come back to the board.
Yeah, that'll have to be later.
Later.
well, I have a question. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused, or how do we, he has a suggestion of one. And so what are we going to do? I don't know what
Well,
we're
that-
looking at.
Well, so what, I think my recommendation to Ron and myself, we kind of know generating things, and the staff knows this stuff, and Hank knows this stuff.
Okay,
We can kind of help him research a little bit and then just give him our recommendations, and I believe staff's gonna come up with the best option for the plan.
so,
Because it's ultimately, they're gonna make the ultimate decision on that, we just approve the money.
so,
We're picking the manufacturer. Is all.
oh, that's all we're doing?
Yeah.
Well, and I don't even necessarily, we won't even necessarily pick the manufacturer, but we can recommend to them what manufacturer to go with, and things of that nature.
Well, does this change, does it change the study that Peters did? Will they go back and look at the other things we discussed? Peters did the research, right? I don't really understand, I guess I don't understand logistics, how this works. Because we were talking about, one, and then versus having two generators.
Mhm.
So are you telling me then we're just, Hank is gonna go back and do more research? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think,
Or does Peters? do
and
it?
because Hank's still waiting on some more stuff, but we're trying to get this through because the grant expires at the end of the year, so we gotta get these purchased before the end of the year. And so we just approved the money to say, yes, we'll get it purchased. Now Hank's gonna go in and he goes, I know I'm in this range, and now he's gonna dial it down and see which one's the best option.
So are we still considering though, have we made, but what's the decision though, whether we have one large one or two? I'm confused about that part. Is that what you're gonna research, Hank? Is that it?
We'll look at all of the bids for option one and option two.
Okay.
Option one is the 2 generators, option two is the 1 generator. I don't know why that was.
Yeah, option two is the one, yeah, that is, yeah, that's,
The other way.
yeah, it should've been the other way.
I mean, once we have, comparable price quotes, we'll select, which vendor
Oh, that's the one?
and which option.
So long as we're talking about it after we voted, I'd
Yeah,
like to give a chance here too. When when I first even read that we're gonna look at 2 versus 1, and that they're gonna be having 1 remote, the first thing I think is, my gosh, the install costs on that are going to be much higher. And that's exactly what this says. The install costs are much higher
for the one,
for the 1.
yes,
You're thinking it'd be much higher?
it is much higher. It's what's
Well-
recommended, but that's where I'd like to say is,
See, that we don't have that because
It's right
we
here in the
need,
bid
we
cost.
need a price, but if you go back and look at it, the price of 2 of them,
No, I didn't say that.
hold on, because,
I know what you're saying. But one's at 200, and the other one's at 60, that's 260. We're only going up 15 more K, that's all. So it's not gonna be a whole lot more.
well, he was talking about the install and what the engineer said that the install would cost for one. The install would be a total cost would be about 635,000. I might have that number messed up. And with the 2, since we have the 2 things already, the switches and the electrical already there, it's gonna be about 450,000, 60,000, yeah, so. But that's why I said I trust staff, they're gonna do the right work on this. And we're gonna come up with the staff's gonna come up with the right decision on this. I wholeheartedly believe that, cause with us, I'm talking to Hank today, I know he really wants that one, but so if that's saying if we gotta go with the 2, then that's, he's gonna do the right thing on this.
So as long as we kick out the,
The Kohler one.
yes, because we're not gonna buy anything with tariff. It just takes too long to get parts,
That's
if you ever do get parts.
it's a good suggestion. All right, so we're gonna move on to, board member action items. It's gonna be G4. Board approval of hiring a board secretary, approval of a request for proposal, discuss and direct staff accordingly. So at the last meeting, we, approved of hiring a board secretary. Now we are going through the RF. So I drafted up an RFP, which is on page 55. With that said, though, I thought about this and we might want to just do a simple create a position and hire, because an RFP, we have this here, an RFP for this position might be too, it might be too much. We might not need to go through all that.
Bit lofty.
But yeah, I think we could probably just create a position through the district. I think Hank and you and I have kind of discussed this, and that might be the easiest way, and that way we could put out there, well, we're gonna pay this person, $100 an hour or $50 an hour, or whatever, that's what it was, $50 an hour with a 2-hour minimum, kind of thing per meeting, and then $50 an hour for every hour over that. So,
You're talking about finance, man.
no, this is the board secretary position, the secretary. The finance manager will be in,
Yeah,
we're just getting an update on that. So, with that said, Mark, what do you think?
I think that's a much better idea.
Yeah.
Trying to do this, it's, totally different kind of position.
Yeah, I wanted to make
I-
sure we had this.
Yeah, what you have here is still pretty good. I was going to point out under 7, that our motion was for the position reports to the president and GM.
What did I mess up on?
It says the director of the FPD Board of Directors, and the motion.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
was to
No,
president and
you are
GM.
correct on that.
And I think that's very important to leave that there, because otherwise that means that this group would have to get together like this with an agenda.
No, it should go to the board president,
At least-
and the general
Yeah,
manager.
yes, exactly.
I think that's what we intended.
Yeah, no, I just messed up when I printed it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna scratch that one?
Yeah, scratch, would,
Just the word.
well, and I think even, I don't think that we necessarily need this RFP, and that's why I wanted to get Mark's input on it, and then, Mark, are you good with that, what I was suggesting before?
Yeah,
Okay, so,
Well,
Diane,
so I'm not clear, how would you go about hiring her then, if you don't put it out there?
so what we would do is, what's that?
sexist.
Her, yeah, you said her?
Yeah, it could be a guy too.
No, I think what we would do is, we would direct staff to create a position
Okay,
and then just put it out there on the, website and stuff. We're looking for a board secretary position. Rather than going through an RFP process like we are with the finance manager.
Yeah, because
oh,
what
okay,
you're doing essentially is hiring a stenographer.
Exactly, yeah,
They can do that, they can record it, they can transcribe
right,
from there, it's a simple job.
yeah.
yeah, okay, okay.
I don't think it.
Yeah, I think I did, well, I did this, and then after I did it, and I put it, I just wanted to make sure I had it for the agenda, and after I put it in the agenda packet, I'm like, you know, we probably don't need that, that's probably a little much. So, Ron, you have anything?
Yeah, I just did.
Okay, that's it. So then with that said, I would like to make a motion to, direct staff to, or actually, would I have to direct staff to create a position
Or just create a position.
or just, yeah? So create a position for board secretary?
Okay,
How about using this as guidance?
Yeah, using the RFP as guidance?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good word, Mark, thank you.
So how are we going to address this as far as looking for a stenographer thing?
Well, then, I guess that can be in this motion too. So what do I have down so far, Hank?
create.
And create, okay, thank you. Yes, okay, so, create a position for board secretary using the, draft RFP in item G4 of this month's agenda. And to be, posted as soon as I can. What's a reasonable time to post it, Hank? Get that position, what are we looking at here?
End of next week, I guess.
Into
Probably
next
somebody in town that would. In the paper. Or
Yeah.
or something.
So, and be posted by November 21st. Can you read that back to me, please?
Create position for board secretary and post by November 21st.
Okay. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
All right, perfect. Public comment? Nope, coming back. Any board comment? Further board comment?
No.
Roll call vote, please, Hank?
Just get her done.
Yes, sir.
Vice President Bell,
Yes,
Director Thompson,
Yes,
Director Foster,
Yes,
President Downing,
Yes,
4-0, motion carries.
perfect. All right. Now we'll move on to, this one's yours, Diane. Consider and approve updating the status of securing Sugar Pine water right permit as per grand jury recommendation number 10.
okay. So let's see what I have here. So I have this and one, two, I should have three here. Yeah, almost three. Okay, so here I want to pass this down, each take one. Okay, so it's been an issue and the grand jury also recommended that we get this Sugar Pine issue, the water permit 15375, figured out, you know, better defined, I guess is a better word. And, so what I have done is I have, and on the back of what I gave you is an email from Catherine Gaffney. And I asked her, and I've been I've been discussing this with her because it's confusing about the extension, the 49-year extension versus just is the permit valid? And so, we go back and forth. Finally, I said to Catherine, just tell me yes or no. Is the permit valid? Has it not expired? And she said, it is valid. And I have that email there for you, the email that she sent me. So my concern is that you look on the back of the, that what you see is what's posted on our website. And what it says is the water right permit authorizing a water supply for Forest Hill expired in 2011. It didn't. It did not expire. And if you look at Catherine's information, she has validated it has not expired. So what I've done is I've gone through the thing that's posted on the website, which says the water right permit authorizing the water supply for Forest Hill expired in 2011, unquote. So the development period had expired, not the permit granting a water supply to Forest Hill. And then it says in the website, it says, quote, the Forest Hill Public Utilities District filed a petition with the State Water Resources Control Board to extend the water right permit in 2011, unquote. It was to extend the development period, not the permit granting water rights. The extension request was for 49-year extension of time to put in radial gates and raise the water level of Sugar Pine by 20 feet should the population of Forest Hill increase significantly and therefore need more water. So then, quote, the state board must examine impacts associated with extending the permit. The permit does not need extending. The permit is, we can use the permit. If there's nothing wrong with the permit, it's the extension is the issue. The GM is requesting a development period extension. They quote, Forest Hill Public Utilities District prepared an environmental document to facilitate the state's board review of the petition, unquote. Since 2015, Hank and past board members began pushing for the extension, which is in the last 14 years has cost ratepayers over $840,000. All the while, ratepayers' water bill increased.
I'm sorry, were you reading on here?
I'm telling you what I'm interpreting on the thing that's posted on the website.
So she's in.
Because I don't see anything on the website about dollars.
Well, but that's what I'm telling you is I've done my research.
Okay,
Okay, I've done the research. Not only did I do the research, this is not new research. James Dollar has done the exact same thing and I just piggybacked off.
I've also called them.
Yeah. Yeah, so I piggybacked off of all of her research. So examining impact, let's see, where did I go? And this quote, again, examining impacts associated with the installation of radial gates provides the most comprehensive protection of Forest Hill's water rights as required by Water Code Section 1396, unquote. This would be true and prevalent if our town was growing in leaps and bounds and therefore had a need for more water. Neither is true. The time and cost involved over the last 14 years in examining impacts was not only unnecessary, but irresponsible and not in the best interest to the ratepayers who have experienced a significant increase in their water bills over the same time period. Quote, the environmental documents explore impacts associated with extension of the full water right permit. The documents do not require installation of radial gates. A decision to install radial gates at the dam is separate from the process and will be considered when the timing is appropriate, unquote. Currently, we use less than half the water the permit 15375 allows. It has been 14 years since the MPUD has requested a 49-year extension of time for our population to explode, and it hasn't. Yet our GM and past board members continue to pursue the Boondoggle project. So the reason I bring this up is for two reasons. Is that I would like to the board to consider that we withdraw our request at the state resource board for the 49-year extension to build radial gates and raise the water level of Sugar Pine. And the second request that I will be asking the board is to remove this information off the website because it is not factual.
Hmm.
That's all I have to say. I would like to vote on this tonight.
So the factual was,
Just a second. So, Hank, would you like to respond to that?
So the expiration of the development period, development means increasing diversions. And so as Ms. Gaffney states in her thing, if we rescind the petition to extend, then we revert back to the amounts that we were diverting in 2011. We've experienced roughly 2% growth since 2011. So the board would then also need to make a decision on what do we do with those customers that joined between 2011 and 2025, because we wouldn't be able to serve them water anymore. You see, it would revert back to 2011 and we could only divert from Sugar Pine that amount of water. So there'd be a significant amount of customers, probably I'm gonna shoot from the hip here, 250, 300 customers that would receive a notice that we can no longer serve you domestic water. So that would be a real problem. These people have invested, built homes, we agreed to serve them water, and then if by rescinding the petition to extend the development period means the time that you can divert more water. So as long as we have the petition in front of the state board, we can continue to serve not only those 250, 300 customers, but any customers that come along. We've just done, I think we did 3 will serves last month. We've got 2 or 3 pending this month. We would have to tell those folks, nope, we can't serve you. So it would be a really interesting development to go back to 2011, where our diversions were in the neighborhood of, I was trying to find you have some of that documentation, but I can't put my fingers on it right now. So 800 or 900 acre feet, whereas now we're diverting 12 to 1,500 acre feet. And so that would be a pretty neat trick to tell folks that we're no longer serving them. I don't know how the board would do that. I've never seen anything like that before. So I couldn't advise you on steps to take to
Is that
inform.
on the diversion too? Would that also ixnay on our water sales, water transfers?
Well, we would be limited in capacity to serve the customers that we were serving in 2011. And so that would mean no more water sales. We would not. In years that we transfer water, we take about 2,000 acre feet. So when you look at our total use now, it's about 3,500 acre feet a year with the water transfer. We couldn't do that because we could only divert 800 acre feet per year. And so no water sales. We would have to shed all customers that came on to the district from 2011 forward.
And not have any customers in the future.
And no customers in the future. It would then be a moratorium on any new construction. Well, folks can construct if they drilled a well, but they couldn't rely on Horseshoe Public Utility District for potable water.
Mm-hmm. So with that said, Mark, do you have anything to add here?
Well, having gone through this process, with, the board at that time and although I was on it in 2011, it was later. My recollection of that is that it was actually the state water board that says, if you want to continue this permit, you need to tell us this is viable. And that was the study that we had to do. So that wasn't something that we just said, oh yeah, let's go spend some money. That was a demand. Next, added on to that demand, the Forest Service gets the responsibility of deciding what goes into a NEPA document. And that inflated the costs more. Would we not do that? I mean, I look at the responsibility of me on this board and this board to not be a 2-year horizon group. We should be a 50 or 100 year horizon group. we should be looking out there that far to say, we have to really plan for the future, not our future, the future of this town. And to do something like this where we would limit the growth, I believe is unconscionable. I think it's probably something that good old Weschler down here, who makes a great business off of making houses, would sue us and he'd win. So I think this is stepping into a huge pit and we shouldn't go there.
Diane?
I don't agree what Hank, everything, a lot of what he just told this board is true. We use, the water that we use half the amount of water that we're allowed under this permit, under half. And therefore, if there's growth, there is plenty of water for that growth. I'm not buying it that, oh, well, if we get rid of the extension, then these new houses aren't gonna have water. Now, that's not true. And also, we have, the fact that we use half of what we're allotted, we still have that amount that we can sell, which we are doing. We are already doing that. And so I do not agree with what Hank said at all. I do not believe it's accurate. I've talked to Catherine. Catherine is she's very specific. And I've asked her, what happens if we withdraw? Nothing. I mean, the extension, nothing. If you explode over the years in the future, then you just reapply. But you don't, nothing changes right now if we remove the extension, nothing. But what bothers me though, here's what bothers me, is that what Hank has on the website says that our permit has expired. It has not. And that has been the big issue for me, is that that's not true. It hasn't expired. Catherine has made that very clear to me. It's in the email that I gave
So
you.
let's handle this in two parts. So, cause
Yeah.
there is two parts to your
Yes,
argument.
there are.
So,
Yeah.
And what are the two parts exactly? So I can write this down then.
The first part is that, that we're being led, by that, what's on the website, that our permit 15, blah, 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 has expired. It has not expired. That is false information on the
So
website.
let's just deal with that first part.
Okay,
Ron?
That's true.
Okay.
I called a Walkway. I called.
Well, when you said, yeah, that's true, you just said it so matter of fact.
Well, I called and talked to them also. We don't have a permit. We own that permit forever,
yeah,
forever. What's trying to happen is to change the permit to a license. And if you turn that to a license, that gives the state partial control of our water. Right now, they say we don't have to do anything. We can store 7,000 acre feet. We only use a little over 1,000. We're allowed to store 2,000, and they're not gonna mess with the other. But if we change it to a license, that allows them to come in and regulate the water. And
So my take on this is, cause every time everybody starts talking about this, and I hear it from both sides and I go, Hank's been doing this a long time. And I've talked to the PCWA director, the head down there, and he's been doing it a long time. He says the way we're doing it is correct. You guys also have talked to the lady at the water board. My recommendation is we need to get somebody in here that that we can all trust to tell us what's right and what's
here we
not.
go again. This is the Water Control Resources Board.
That's,
The California.
that's what I'm saying. If we can get somebody from there.
That controls all the water in the whole state. Even if you got a little trickle going down there, there's people trying to get a little water right through these little trickle things. I understand that. That is the Bible.
But that's what I'm.
There's no controversy there.
I understand that, Ron. I'm not. What I'm saying is I would like to get somebody either from them or somebody that we can all trust to come up here and tell us the ifs and ands. And I know Hank's got people that, I'm sure that there's both sides can get to somebody that we all trust.
what's both sides? What do we mean?
Can I have a chance to?
I gave you a chance before you.
You
Come on
guys
in.
have been talking 3 or 4 times, you gotta have me a chance.
Come on in, Mark.
Okay. I was gonna go based on what you just said. Item number 1, expire. I have a proposal for you. If you look at what's on the website, I'd suggest adding one word to this. Such that the first line says the water right permit authorizing the water supply for Forest Hill expired in 2011. And I'm suggesting we put in after Forest Hill development.
Development.
The water right permit
First
authorizing,
paragraph, first
the
paragraph.
very first paragraph, the very first sentence. The water right permit authorizing a water supply for Forest Hill development expired in 2011. And that would agree exactly with what she said on the front page from Catherine. It's the development period. So that says the same thing.
No, that doesn't say anything, actually. You're convoluted. It's simple. It didn't expire. Okay, that sentence is wrong. It
So,
it
Catherine
didn't
is wrong.
expire.
Catherine is wrong.
You can put.
This is flawed.
No.
Look at the bottom.
Okay, so
Look
here's
at
the thing. Here's the thing.
Look
We're not
at
gonna
the
sit here.
Bottom right here, the little print.
Here, this is
This
this is the simple thing. We find somebody that we all agree on to come up and tell us about. Somebody that, Diane and Ron, that you guys can work with Hank, and somebody that we can all go, hey, this is a person that I will be shooting everybody straight. This is a person that if it's Catherine, if we can get Catherine up here from the water board, anybody, you know what I mean?
Well,
It's-
it's the only person, or the water resource board is they're it.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is
There
get
is.
somebody up here to explain to all of
Would
us.
you call them if we give you the phone number?
I'm actually working on that too.
I actually gave. them.
No,
No, I have
I mean, would you?
No,
Find out from the
cause I've heard that that's not the most legal thing to do, so I gotta figure that part out too. But I would if it's totally legal.
They will
Is it
talk
called
to you.
Catherine?
They will talk to you.
Well, just cause they know we're on the board and stuff like that, and we've been censured, I guess, by them, so that's the part, but
Or censored by the board?
or something to that nature, I'm not even exactly sure.
It's a simple question.
What's that
Is
about?
our water, is our water right permit?
No, I agree,
Okay.
I agree, but so what I want to do is, let's see, if I call her and I go, well, I heard that. If we all hear it at the same time and it's recorded in a meeting or some kind of something like that, then we can all go, look, this is what they said, and we can always refer back to it, but right now we're playing a little, it's not necessarily hearsay, because you guys have documentation, but I don't necessarily know what, even if I talk to Catherine, I don't know what she's saying. I'm gonna be mum on it, I'm gonna be retarded about it, because I don't really know, I don't know water right law. And so that's why I trust Hank on this, just because he's been doing it for so long, and I trust Andy Feckle on it too, because they've been doing it for so long. But I don't think that what you guys have done with the research is necessarily bad research either, so that's where I'm a little convoluted. So me personally, I can't vote yes on this, I can't vote no on it, I can't vote anything on it because I am not educated enough on it, and I would like to get more educated.
Well, the permit number's right there.
So no, I know the permit number.
That's all you have to call, permit
But
number.
even if, like I said, Don, even if I called her, I wouldn't know, it'd be speaking Greek to me, like, in all honesty, because I'm not a water rights, I've never been a water rights.
But
I
you
don't-
would agree, though, that this statement is false, because Catherine
And
has
if
said,
that statement,
it's,
and
I got the email.
yeah, that statement there,
Mhm.
what Mark just suggested, putting that one word in there,
No, that doesn't,
I believe that fixes it, but if
I don't.
that's my opinion,
Mhm.
but that's okay, you guys can have a different opinion, that's fine. I believe that fixes it, but, so what
Water
I'm,
right is ours.
No.
We own it, period. It can't
Ron-
be taken.
Ron, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing,
Well, it says in there.
I'm not agreeing or
Okay,
disagreeing.
so this word, well, the one word doesn't say what it should be a much more longer than that. It should say the water, it should talk about the development of the 49-year development extension for the radial gates. It should go on and on and on, which is what I read earlier. So to put in one word, that doesn't really say much to the public. It doesn't really explain it. It doesn't clarify it. That is a false statement to say the water right permit expired. If he wants to talk about the development and the radial gates and all that, that's fine. But don't say that the permit expired, because it didn't.
Well,
Would you call it, Hank? The other part,
It's called,
water permit, the extension you're doing with it, you had what's it called?
Petition?
or the development period,
Yeah, the development.
yeah, the development period.
That's what expired.
Well, and I think that's why, and like I said,
But it needs to be clarified because that doesn't say much to the public.
but I think we're gonna to be totally honest, because I think that sentence that Mark suggested, adding that word,
Here's what should.
I think helps with that.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Here's what it should say. The extension request was for 49 years, extension of time to put the radial gates and raise the water level of Sugar Pine 20 feet should be blah, blah, blah. That expired. That expired. That extension, that whole thing that's what expired. So to just put in the word development, that doesn't mean anything to the public at all.
So you're,
What it does is it authorizes construction. Is what this development thing. does.
Yeah.
That, you have to
Okay,
get
so-
that before you could do the radio gates.
well, I think,
And the problem with that is the state will never and have never
No.
put a 49-year extension. They don't go any higher than 10 years. So you're throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars at something that will never happen.
so, and not that I'm not, like I said, I'm not agreeing with you or disagreeing with you, but I need more information. I still need more information. I think what we could do is start a way to get somebody up here that really knows this stuff that everybody can agree on. We need to get somebody up here that can,
Do you think that we have the clout to get
well,
somebody?
we can try.
From the California Water Resources.
We have,
Control
I
Board?
think we have to try, to be totally honest, Ron, because this has been a big issue for a long time, and I think that the best way to get it is just to get somebody here that really everybody can agree with and go, yeah, that's.
Send an
I
email.
think what bothers me, and I'm starting to get very angry about this
Chase,
because
You
you
guys
can
can talk
research.
at the other end of the table.
Sorry, Ron.
I'll have a chance to talk.
We've done the research. James Stoller did the research. The research has been done. All you've got to do is call Catherine. We don't need her here. All you've got to do is talk to her so that it'll validate what we've all said. And James Stoller said for years, we don't need somebody standing here from a resource board. You're the one that needs to call him, Chase. If you're not convinced, call Catherine. Talk to her.
Mark,
So I wanted to say a couple things. First off, I wanted to direct everybody's, your attention to the, last sentence in, Catherine's, email. Corso filed for an extension of time for the development period for permit 15375 to allow for an increase in diversion and use beyond what was diverted used in 2011. This is exactly what Hank just said. Without that extension of time of the development period, we can't use what was used or diverted in 2011, not 5,000 or 7,000 acre feet, or even 3,000. That's what this is saying. And so this supports what Hank is talking about. Now, that was the first point. Second point is, if we're gonna come to an agreement, I would say, yeah, we need somebody here, because I totally disagree with you two. Perhaps instead of having somebody from the state board, maybe we can find a consultant.
No, it's gotta be the horse's mouth. A consultant means nothing. A consultant it can go either way. We need the horse's mouth. We need Catherine or the State Resource Board. That's the only option. Because they are the ones that do this.
Okay, then I suggest that we take this off of the agenda forever until such time as we can get somebody from the state board here.
Well, that may
Maybe
not
forever, but since that's what you
You can
need,
try.
that's what you need.
You can try, but what if you don't get it? We still
Doesn't come
have,
back.
we still have the lie on the website. Doesn't that bother you? That it says that it's,
here's the problem, Diane, and this is the problem for me, is in your interpretation of it, it's a lie, and I'm not saying your interpretation's wrong,
my
but
interpretation.
here's the problem, though.
It's the state board.
Here's the problem. Because I don't, like I said, I don't agree with you, I don't disagree with you. But until we get somebody up here to lay this all out for us, that we can all agree on, we're just gonna be talking back and forth at each other, and we're gonna be talking past each other, so we gotta figure that part out first, in my opinion. Because the thing on the website could be right, could not be. Hank, is there a way, anything on that, let's just stick with that, is there any way on that website that we could make that better?
So
Let's just start.
there's a certain shorthand in those educated in water rights that says your permit's expired. That's probably not be correct. It probably say your development period of permit 15375 has expired. So what is development period? Development period is both construction and the diversion of water for beneficial use. So when you file in 1967, the Bureau of Reclamation, as part of the Central Valley Project, filed for a water right permit. They put an application in, they were awarded a permit number 15375. They didn't do anything with that permit. They didn't develop anything. They didn't develop a diversion. They didn't develop a storage pool. They didn't develop a dam. In 1972, that development period expired. So in shorthand, we say the permit expired. It's probably not correct. Obviously it causes some confusion, right? The drought of 78, with some help from our congressman, the Bureau of Reclamation constructed the dam. They started diverting water. There's still a massive amount of water to divert that. The Forest Hill Community Plan says you will need 3,000 acre feet of water once you hit build up. The water agency's job is to plan for that. So when a development period expires, you file a petition to extend the development period. That is both construction and diversion of water. It's not just construction. So when we file the permit, we evaluate, someday they may put radial gates, they may finish the construction. But regardless, we're still diverting more water. We're developing more water. Each year, we put more water to beneficial use. And that's what Catherine says here. She says, because of the expiration of the development period, Forest Hill is authorized to continue to divert and use water up to the maximum quantities that were diverted and used before the development period expired on December 31st, 2011. So you see what she's saying there. She's saying, sure, if you don't petition to extend the development period, you go back to what you put to beneficial use in 2011. And I'm telling you, we cannot serve the customers we have with the water that we diverted in 2011. She goes on to say, Forest Hill filed for an extension of time of the development period for permit 15375 to allow for an increase in diversion and use beyond what was diverted in 2011. So you see what happened? In 2011, we submitted a petition to extend the development period, both construction and the diverting water for beneficial use. So all of the customers that we gained since 2011 relied on that petition for an extension of the development period. If we rescind the petition, we go back to what we diverted in 2011. We shed the customers that we've gained since then, and we put a moratorium on any growth intending to connect to the public water system. You can read it all right in Kate's. I think a source of confusion is, in shorthand, we say the permit expired. Okay, the development period of the permit has expired. That's exactly what she says, the first line. The development period of permit 15375 has expired. In this industry, we shorten that to the permit expired.
So is there something we could do there on the website? Could we?
Yeah, Mark's suggestion, or first line, in the water right permit development period authorizing a water supply for Forest Hill expired in 2011.
So the water right
permit development period. Very similar to what Kate Gaffney said. The development period permit 15375 has expired.
So how is the population in 211 to now? How much has it increased?
Our service connections have increased about 2% per year. So
30 customers a year.
Somewhere in there, 25.
Yeah, okay.
So you go back 14 years of 25 customers, so it's 4 divided by, let's see.
You said 2%?
Yeah, 2% a year roughly.
200 customers. Yeah, around 2%. Sometimes go up a little, sometimes it'll.
So if we use right now 1,050 acre feet. The state says that we're fine with double that, but we have 7,000.
We've never put
So
seven
if you
thousand.
increase that up, you could go up another 30 years and not use 7,000.
We've never used 7,000, we've never.
That's what I'm
That's what
saying.
We've never documented beneficial use for 7,000, so when you rescind the permit, you go back to 2011, which our beneficial use was 900 acre feet. Because we can store some, that doesn't mean anything, you cannot divert beyond what your permit allows. Right now, the permit, because it's valid, because we filed a petition to extend it. We can divert up to, the face value of the permit is 24,400. The Placer County Forest Hill Community Plan predicts that our build out demand will be 3,050, something like that. Our job as a water agency is to shoot for that number. If you don't shoot for that number, if you rescind the petition, and which then puts a moratorium on any construction, that's a recipe for lawsuits. The people that,
So,
You could read.
so here, hold on, let's just take it, just this first part.
can I hit the reapply?
Yeah, you could read.
You remember, just recently I sent you notification from the State Water Resource Control Board that they did a term 91 curtailment.
I've got
I
it
mean,
right here.
you cannot divert any water during the curtailment. It happens when there's certain water quality issues in the delta. Any application now to serve that future growth would be subject to term 91. You cannot use an application now for a domestic water supply. You could use it for a pond, but you cannot use it for a domestic water supply. It is nothing that people imagine. You build a subdivision. The water that's used to serve your subdivision has a term 91 condition on it. When term 91 is invoked by the state board, just like it was a month ago, what was the date? A month ago. Your subdivision is without water. You can't do that. You'll never get a subdivision built. So that means you can't develop your land. You can't build a single home because that home cannot be served by a water right permit that has been filed post 1967 and has the term 91 condition on it. So this concept of we'll just apply for something in the future, you cannot do that. You can apply, but you cannot use that for domestic water service.
So the one thing that I wanted to get to here real quick, the one thing it looks like what we can agree on here would be the wording on the website, where it says the water right permit development period
Has expired.
has expired in
The
2011.
water right permit is still,
Would that, Mark, what do you think about
Well, if
that?
you take things change, that's fine. The water right permit development period.
Has expired.
the water.
Put another word,
right
authorizing water supply to Forest Hill expired in 2011. That's, I think that says. it.
Just adding in development period.
They put it in a different place. That's very close to it.
So the water right permit development period authorizing a water supply, and should actually take out A, water supply for Forest Hill expired in 2011.
That's exactly what Kate Gaffney says on the other side of this paper. The development period, permit 15375 has expired.
Okay, so
And
with
so if
that,
we're taking that, and I believe Kate Gaffney is correct.
Mhm.
I believe we fall into the habit of saying permit 5375 expired. Okay, let's not say that. Let's say the development period
okay,
of permit 15375
okay.
has expired.
So with
So
that,
what's the next sentence too?
what's the next sentence?
And does not affect our water permit. Just the developed period.
An expired development does affect your water right permit. It means if and when the state extends that development period, and then you kind of reset the marker for when you established your maximum diversion for beneficial use. That's what the state looks at. What was your maximum diversion for beneficial use? I can tell you it was after 2011. So when that, let's say that let's say that permit was extended for 10 years. The maximum diversion for beneficial use would be established somewhere between the period of 1982, when we started diverting, until whatever that permit extension date was. Any year in there, you find, you look at your maximum diversions and you say, there it is. There's our maximum diversion for beneficial use. And that's what you would license in some future. Licensing right now would be, it would invite an extreme liability for lawsuits. Because the folks that want to build a home in this community would then have no community water supply. And that would be a decision that you made. And it would, I believe, bring great harm to the district.
So I think we can come to an agreement here. The water right permit development period authorizing water supply for Forest Hill expired in 2011. And then we go on to the next sentence. The Forest Hill Public Utility District filed a petition with the State Water Resource Control Board to extend the water right development period permit in 2000, or to water right permit development period in 2011.
But this expiration of the water development does not affect the water right permit.
Yes,
That must be clear. We own it. We own the dam, we own everything.
As long as you file a petition to extend. If you don't file a petition to extend, the state board says, there's your maximum diversion to beneficial use. You shall not divert any more water from that watershed. And so, like I said, in 2011, we diverted 800 acre feet. I don't know the exact number, but you're getting my point here. If we did not file that petition to extend, the state would have said, okay, no more diversions. You are limited to this much. And when you hit this much, if you divert any more, you're breaking the law.
see what Hank is saying, I don't agree with him because that's not the conversation I had with Catherine, but what he is saying is, I would like Catherine to address that. Is that what Hank is saying is if we don't have this permit, that we're not requesting it, then, I mean, if we don't request it, then we don't get to use all this water and there's all this diversion. It gets very convoluting for me. But what Catherine has made it clear to me when I said, well, if we don't, she said, that's this permit, you can continue to do what you've always done with the water. And so what Hank is saying is, I would like Catherine to address that, just that, because I don't agree with Hank, because that's not what Catherine's telling me. Because I've had a conversation with her on the phone, and then I've got emails, further emails too. And
What,
so,
and this, the stuff that I keep seeing too is, this is where I think that everybody's just talking past each other. I think everybody's trying to say the same thing, but we're not quite getting there. The one thing that I think we can get to tonight is this wording on the website.
well, I'm not agreeing, I want the whole thing gone. I do.
I have a comment.
Yeah,
Mark, you have anything first?
Well, when I saw what we're talking about today, in the, agenda packet, it referred to the grand jury report. And we haven't really talked about that. Are we not gonna talk about that at all?
Well, I've been talking about it.
well, it says the grand jury report, in my opinion, is, we've already addressed that, we've given the grand jury an update from where it stands. It's still in the permit process. It's still in the, what the heck is it? The
Development.
yeah, it's still in the, yeah, it's still in the permit, the development period permit process. So we've told the grand jury that, and that's what the grand jury, exists. So this is what I'm going to do.
So wait a minute, going further though, you keep coming back on doing what the grand jury says. To me, we've addressed that. We
No.
addressed that, we addressed that because we told them what we're gonna do. And we have put it back in, we sent the letter to Catherine. That was what they said. We have to,
Give them an update was what.
give an update.
Yeah.
So we gave the state board an update. Now, if you're talking about what they included in their report, what the grand jury included in their report is there's this little table in there that says stuff has to happen by this date.
September 30th.
Yeah, do you see all that?
Yeah, well, I have, it's been bothering me,
Okay.
but nobody else cares. You
Well,
care, but we both.
I mean, you have it right here on this thing here, and it says link to US Forest Service website. That chart that they put in, that the grand jury put into their report on us is from the Forest Service. Not from us. It's from the Forest Service. And that was dates for the NEPA document process. And if you look at that today, it isn't there. It is gone. So I thought maybe somebody actually said, could you update what you have? And they said, yeah, click, gone. Because that process with them is no longer active.
I think what the grand jury was looking at was the confusion that the public has on what's the permit, is it valid or not? And that's what
But
the
you
grand
see-
jury is looking at, is like, let's get this solved.
So
Let's let the public know what is the truth. And we haven't addressed that yet. We have not told the grand jury. We haven't solved it.
So I
This
will,
board is in disagreement.
let me come back one more time. The grand jury in none of their documents say what you just said.
Well, I don't have it with me. Well, I do have it with me. It says that they want it resolved, is what they say.
Well, they said they wanted an update on it, but,
Yeah.
so with that said, I don't even know if we could get past I don't even know if we can get past this point here, but I'm gonna just throw a motion out there. I'm gonna make a motion to, change the wording on the website for the first paragraph. That's to state the water right permit development period authorizing a water supply for Forest Hill expired in 2011. The Forest Hill Public Utility District filed a petition with the State Water Resource Control Board to extend the water right permit development period in 2011.
Second,
Now, you're not gonna say anything about the permit is just fine.
No, that's why I made
There
it.
was a gentleman that came here last year in 24 from the consortium. He was an attorney. And he stood up here and told us, why are you wasting all this money
And that's why, so
with these?
give me a minute on that one. Public comment. Okay, coming back. Any further comment?
Go ahead.
Roll call vote.
Vice President Bell,
yes.
Director Thompson,
No,
Director Foster,
No,
President Dowling.
No.
Wait,
Wait, you voted no?
Or, sorry, yes, that was my bad. I just, no,
You
it's,
just
no,
follow the leader?
yeah. Words get mixed up sometimes. Everybody's all, what? Yeah, that was retarded. I have brain farts every now and then, thank God they don't stink, right? Okay,
Asking for a correction.
yeah, that was. Dumb.
Well,
Anyways, so the motion does not carry, dies.
motion fails 2-2.
Is there any other motions that would like to be, brought forth on this?
well, I would do another one, as long as it's stated in our policy book that our permit is safe,
Bring it,
we own it.
bring your motion.
so
Is that,
So,
okay? Okay, motion dies. Then on, as far as the other portion, I don't even know what the other portion is. I don't think we're gonna come to consensus on this evening. So with that said, unless somebody else wants to make another motion, we're gonna move on to, item number G3.
we need more information.
We do.
All right, let's just move on.
Yeah. Okay. G3, consider and approve the FPUD schedule a meeting to establish performance goals and objectives for general manager no later than December 30th. And for each fiscal year thereafter, as per grand jury recommendation number 12. Diane, this is also you?
yeah, I mean, that's,
Yeah, we talked about this.
yeah, so I think we just have to I mean, if everyone agrees, decide when to do it, so.
It's gonna have to be a special meeting, I do believe, because you know how these meetings go.
Okay.
Unless we can find something in, December. Mark, do you have any suggestions?
for when?
Well, I'm just thinking in some,
Sorry,
it's gonna have to be a special meeting sometime in December, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, that's possible.
Possible.
Supposed to have been done in June.
I don't know. I think it's any.
I think it was supposed to be done by like.
So wait a minute, let's just verify what we're really talking about.
Yeah.
Because what they say is establish performance goals and objectives. This has not been a performance evaluation. This is just establishing performance goals and objectives. Something that quite frankly, we've not done a great job at in the past. But that's what this says,
Mhm.
not evaluation.
And well, we're supposed to be doing an employee
Yes.
evaluation every year anyways, we haven't done one.
Agreed.
So I think by doing that in, within the next month or so, that'll kind of kill two birds with one stone. That's my opinion. Ron?
Yes, it's an evaluation. I think it's worded wrong.
Well,
It should be.
I just took it out of the grand jury's, it was a quote from the grand jury.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's worded wrong, I would.
Because he hasn't had evaluation this year, so.
Yeah, so then I think that we just do that.
Do a special, and that's the only,
So,
So wait a minute, we don't do just that, because that's not what they told us to do.
well, let's
So
see.
we can not do that, but
It says, consider and approve the FPUD, schedule a meeting to establish performance goals and objectives for the general manager no later than December 30th for the fiscal year thereafter. Well, so my understanding of a, performance evaluation is that's every performance evaluation I've ever been under, that's
just
kind
like
of
we
what you
did
do.
last year.
so the one that we did last time had a
Mhm.
spot for performance goals.
Mhm.
I think we finally punted, I don't quite remember, it said something like to be established during the year. Did you ever get any? Maybe,
At the final meeting, there were two,
okay,
communicate on safety meetings and update the board on staff changes.
there you go.
There we go. So those are, so something to that, and I think we can do that in a,
Closed session.
and that was in closed session.
Yeah, so once you talk about performance evaluation, that needs to be closed session.
Yeah, so we can do it in closed session, perfect.
We almost have to do it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. No, so that's good, but we do need to kind of come up with, we could do it maybe before the next meeting, possibly. But come up with a date that we can actually get this done.
So you say get it done,
Mhm.
and I think that would be great.
Mhm.
I think even making strides would be great,
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Ron?
I'd just like to have the forms. Would be ready.
Yeah,
We could be ready next week.
Diane?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that said, I'm gonna make a motion to, have at before the next regular board meeting, prior to the next regular board meeting, in closed session to do, the performance evaluation of the general manager and to set performance goals. Can I get a second?
I second it.
Discussion.
I missed that motion.
So did I was gonna ask you to repeat.
Sorry.
Okay,
Can I get caught?
Yeah, go
If you don't have a form, why wouldn't you form an ad hoc committee to put the form together, circulate to the board, and then schedule a meeting at the December or after or whatever to perform the evaluation. You see, you don't have a form yet. So if we get there,
Oh.
it's really difficult to do the form and then do the evaluation, in my opinion.
Thank you, that's where I was trying to get.
oh, okay,
I think-
that
I
makes,
think we
okay,
met for 4 months,
just on the form.
just on the form.
Gotcha. Did we come up with a form
Yes.
last time?
Yes, I have a copy of it.
Okay,
We have it with me, but it is a copy.
there is a copy of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I
So
don't have a blank copy, but there's a copy.
can we just reuse this same form?
We just have to agree to use the same form.
Okay, so has everybody seen the form?
Yes.
Okay, how about this? I make a motion to use last year's form.
So
For
we
the
have a
performance
motion in a
evaluation.
second, and I didn't get who second, Diane.
Diane seconded that.
Okay, we have a motion to move to set a special meeting to create a form.
No, that one wasn't to create a form. That was different.
To do what? I
That
thought you
one-
said create a form.
That was, I kind of got my motions messed
No,
up.
we're
So,
creating another one. We're using the same.
So he
hold on.
he
So-
needs first motion.
Yeah, that first, that's what I'm
Because
getting
it was
at.
made
Yeah.
and seconded.
Because that first motion was to set the closed session to do the performance evaluation on the same day before the next regular meeting.
I thought you said nuts.
Same day as the next regular meeting, but before, in closed session.
Didn't hear that.
Yeah,
Same
that
day, I
was
thought you
the-
said just do it before.
Yeah, no, just like the same day.
Doesn't matter. Do you withdraw your motion?
No, that motion's gonna stand there.
Okay.
So, public comment? All right, nothing coming back, any further comment?
Get her done?
Okay, says, well, then we're gonna do another motion after this. Roll call vote on that. Hank.
Maybe can I read the motion back to you?
Yeah.
Move to set a special meeting to complete GM evaluation the day before,
Not the day before, same day, same day, just before the regular board meeting that day.
to complete the GM evaluation,
Would be,
before the next,
it would be, December 10th.
What day is that?
That'd be the next regular
It
board.
would be
before
Wednesday.
December.
It'd
Wednesday?
be a Wednesday. It'd be
Regular-
Wednesday.
Second
No, I
Wednesday.
need to know, cause I have doctor's appointments and.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Second
So-
Wednesday.
Uh, President Dowling made a motion to set a special meeting to complete the GM evaluation before the December 10th regular meeting.
Yes,
Okay,
So on discussing that afterwards, since we're doing it the same day, we have kind of that standard 3 o'clock closed session, because it would be a closed session.
Mhm.
Now, is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
3 o'clock?
that's what I'm talking about. yeah.
Okay.
Roll call vote, please, Hank.
Vice President Bell,
Yes.
Director Thompson,
Yes.
Director Foster,
Yes,
and President Dowling.
Yes.
Four
In other
zero
words,
motion
we'll have
carries.
a forum before.
Now, here's where we're gonna go with
we
this.
used to do.
I'll make a motion. Hold
Walk into the
on,
meeting.
hold on.
We go, wait a minute, I mean,
No, you'll hear, it. I know, you'll hear it when I make my motion. I'll make a motion to use last year's form for the performance evaluation. Can I get a second?
I second it.
Public comment? Coming back, further comment, Mark?
I'm happy with that. I think we have it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do. I think we've all seen it. It's been circulated, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so somebody may have to find the blank version.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
Ron?
so we will have the version before the meeting.
Yes, because it'll
So
have
it
to
can
be,
be filled out and brought in and discussed during the meeting,
yes,
correct?
Yes. roll call vote, please.
Vice President Bell,
Yes.
Director Thompson,
Yes.
Director Foster,
Yes,
President Dowling.
Yes. I should have
Motion
said no,
carries.
just to screw with it. Look.
Motion carries 4-0.
All right, so that's going, now we're going into,
Before you go on, since we only have the next meeting, have you guys seen one that's filled out?
have I,
have you seen one that's filled out? The
I- I
performance
suggest-
evaluation.
Last year?
Yeah,
I think I've still got it.
I'll just suggest that we send out a copy of both a blank one and one that was filled out, so that we can see what it's like and what we can anticipate going in there.
okay. Does everybody agree with that?
We don't need a motion.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
We did it last year.
how's it, Mark? See, he was there.
No, he's just talking about for you and I think basically.
Oh, for
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
Oh,
for the new people.
okay.
No, that we haven't done.
Oh,
this yet.
okay.
If you have questions, and you have numbers, you just put the number down.
Yeah. All right, so discussion on revision to policy 2000.
Oh,
Diane, I think that's
yeah,
you.
that's, okay, so I have to figure out. Okay, so. Okay, so this is a state law. Here's one for you. And there's one for each of you down here.
So which one are we on now?
Well, I don't know what.
H1, we're back onto the regular,
I just,
actually.
okay, so, what I wanna do is, and I'll read it, It's, I just gave it to you, I think it was given to you. Yeah, oh, the state code, okay, this, page is on page 59.
We actually have this in our agenda package.
Yeah, page 59 in the packet.
That's right one.
Okay, all right, it's entitled Executive Officer, Policy Number 2000, and what I'm looking
Diane,
at.
I'd like to save us a lot of time, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. This code is not for us. It says right there, Division C 3, Community Services Districts, that's not us. This sheet you have here does not apply to us.
Okay, well,
Is that what?
Now, the
he's
concept,
he's saying that the state law doesn't do that. Community Services District. Okay.
we're not a community services.
Yeah, you probably board of directors.
We're,
So it would have to say special district.
or public utility district or special district.
All right, okay.
This is community services.
All right,
Doesn't
so I'll
apply.
have to find the other one, because I have one. In fact, I did present it to the board a few months ago, the one that's special district. But I would like, in 2000.30 reads, whenever the agreement of employment established between the general manager and the board of directors is in conflict with any district policy, said agreement of employment shall prevail. That violates state law, and I'd like I am requesting that the board remove it from the board policy. Now, apparently I passed out the wrong one, but it is in state.
Well, I think is this the right one that's in our board packet?
It's the same ones in our board
It's
packet,
the
but
same
it's not
one.
one that applies to us.
Well, these are two different,
Maybe the one in
Okay.
the board packet's the correct one, I don't know.
maybe, I'm not sure.
No,
But the
it's the
state
same.
law, what the state law says, because I did pass it out a few months ago, the state law, and I actually read it.
No, maybe it isn't.
I
And
don't
what
think
it,
it is.
what it's saying is that the board of directors is responsible for writing policy. And that policy, the general manager is supposed to follow through with that policy. And, this 2030 is in reverse. So it violates, state law.
So which,
2000.
this doesn't apply to us, but
But look.
which.
She's
exact-
saying-
I
I'm
don't
not
have
talking
it,
about
I
that.
don't have it, but I did read it a couple months ago.
So you know, so maybe it doesn't violate the law.
Yes, it
I was
does.
looking for where in here does it say it violates?
It violates the law.
Where?
I don't have it. I have it. I
So,
presented
Is
it. about
everything
four-
well? Let's
three,
take the
4
temperature
months
down
ago.
just a minute.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get us on the right page. So the other thing to think of is that when you're doing a contract of for employment, they're not employed, right? They're not part of the district. So this policy doesn't bear on them at all.
I don't understand what you just said.
Okay,
You know.
I got a suggestion.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a suggestion,
Okay.
Diane, since we don't have the proper,
Yeah.
and you can't present your case properly on this item right now, that's fine, right? I understand. I suggest we table this to December, just so we can get the
I think
right,
it's a good idea.
the right wording.
I don't want a wording. I want it eliminated.
Well, no, I know, but so you can get the right policy.
You guys don't remember when I mentioned it?
I guess, but I don't have it here in front of me, so I don't have a photographic.
Well, the state law says that policy trumps general manager or whatever.
So, but because I didn't want to,
Yeah,
I just saying what, let's just table it, so
all
we.
right, table it.
Okay. We can get it right, so we're not sitting here arguing over something.
That kind of a clarification. Mark, you said, the suggestion is just, this is the 2000, this doesn't pertain to anything?
Oh,
You're saying
no,
Get rid of the whole thing?
no, not at all. What I'm saying is that he's not an employee when that contract is made. That is an instruction not to the director, not to the general manager. That is an instruction to the board members. And if they write a contract, then it would supersede the policy because they've written it. They've agreed to it.
Well, I know that's what.
So hold on, guys, we're gonna table that till next month.
Yep, that's.
We're tabling
that's
it.
fine.
Let's not get into that. We're already kind of gone a little long on some of this stuff. Item H2, so Hank, you got that tabled, right?
Tabled in December by CD at 7:32.
Okay, thank you. And then Diane, you'll work on getting us the right,
Yeah,
The right wording.
I will,
thank you.
yeah.
All right, consider and approve following board policy 2360 for taking board minutes as per grand jury recommendation number 5 until such time an external board secretary is hired. What are you meaning by that?
Okay, so I brought this up last month and we talked about, that we're looking to have somebody else do the minutes and we know it's gonna take some time for the secretary that we're looking, wanting to get. And so I brought it up last time that Amber actually is the person that's supposed to be taking the minutes according to board policy. But then I was told at the last meeting that she's too busy. Okay, so I gave that some thought because I'm thinking of it temporarily until we get a secretary.
Mhm.
Because that was what the whole point was, that for relieve Hank from the minutes.
Mhm.
And so my thought was, okay, if Amber's busy, we could do two things. There's two options here. We could pay her overtime. Or we have two clerks in the office, and we're only talking about a few hours here. That the clerks could maybe take on some responsibility that Amber has to just get the minutes done. And then have Amber take the minutes. I just wanted to bring it up because I was told, well, she's too busy, which
Well,
wasn't really.
and I think, actually, Mark, I'm gonna let you, and then we'll go down the line again. Mark, you wanna respond to that?
So we already responded to the grand jury. And let's see, what do we say? Currently deliberating whether to approve an additional staff position to support this potential change in minute taking style. I think we just did that today. Until such a decision is made, resources are allocated, the current system will remain in place. So we already committed to leave the current system in place to the grand jury. That's what we said. So I think doing something separate takes a little bit more discussion and thought. And then I wanted to comment on the 2360 job description that you included in here. It doesn't say anywhere in here that she has to do that. In fact, it specifically and explicitly says examples of duties, examples.
No.
And then right after that, it says the following duties are typical for this class.
Are you reading the same?
I am reading exactly the same thing as in the packet on page 60.
60, that's where.
It
So,
is-
and
it is
that's-
the fourth big underlined thing.
That's not what I'm reading. It says here that, the responsibility of the administrative assistant, including overseeing of preparing agendas, informational packets, legal notices, and taking and transcribing of official minutes. It's right there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
From,
you have something different?
no, I don't think so. What did I say?
Comes right out of
All of this, see all of this that you're talking about? Is underneath this.
yeah,
Following duties are typical for this classification.
Yeah.
Incumbents may not perform all listed duties under and or may be required to perform other.
Well-
So this is a list of possible duties.
okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to go back, then let me go back again, and I've already said this in the past. This position was created in 2015 specifically for somebody to take the minutes. It's all in the minutes of 2015. So what you're talking about, I see what you're saying, but this whole job description was created to take the minutes. It's there. Well, you haven't seen the 2015 minutes, which I have. And so Hank was supposed to hire somebody to do this, and that position was never filled. And so in 2017, the board just gave up because Hank never hired anybody to fill the administrative position. And then they gave the minutes to Hank because they never found anybody, or I don't know why they didn't find anybody. That's a little bit confusing to me. So given the fact that this was designed specifically for that, it should be done by the administrative assistant.
So with that said, if we really wanna get into like, with 2360 and what we just did on, oh God, what was the last work meeting?
I'd suggest we're very close. We've asked for something.
Yeah, well, this
Yeah.
is what I'm getting,
Yeah.
was it 5020.10? We're at 5020.10, is that correct? Was that the last board meeting where we,
Yeah, yes. Oh, was that one or one of them? The one we just did.
what the heck is it? Is this the right meeting? Yes. Okay,
No, 50-20.
yeah, 5060, sorry, 5060.10.
Yeah,
So 5060.10. The board president, appoints who basically the secretary is. And right now, I have appointed Hank to be the board secretary. And I'm gonna continue to appoint Hank, just to make this a little bit cleaner, so we don't have to try to get Amber and all that stuff, since we've already got the board secretary position. We've already discussed that tonight, so hopefully by the next meeting, we'll have one hired, if not by the next following. So, with that said, Hank's still board secretary. So. Moving on. 2. Okay, consider and approve the general manager updating job description policies number 2301 through 2381 as per grand jury recommendation number 3 by December 2025 board meeting. They were just saying updating the policy handbook.
Oh, they did, I think they did both, but.
Yeah, I think it did something like
The
that, but
job descriptions were, we discussed that actually on that August meeting.
Hank, what can you get done by the next meeting? What's reasonable for you to do with your schedule?
How many policies is that?
It's about 10, something like that.
So you research industry standards. It's not an easy task.
Would a lesser number?
One a month.
Well,
Or a couple of months, 2, 3 a month, 4 a month, 5 a month, to 8 a month? Is 10 too much? Is by just a little bit, by a lot? What do we got?
I think 1 a month is probably fine.
Could you do,
Manageable.
can you do 2? Is that manageable?
Why don't we start with one?
Well, actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Can we start getting this going?
Your quality, the number of policies per month is inversely related to your quality. So if you want horrible quality, I'll get them all to you next month. If you want good quality job descriptions, then give me some time to do some research.
Okay.
Well, and also too, I was thinking that, I would like a rough draft of, so that I can look at it and edit, so our board can edit it. You know, in other words, a rough draft that Hank could come up with, so that for the 2 that I'm thinking of, I mean, obviously that the field and everything is nothing that I would be able to do that. But the finance manager and the general manager job description, see, I would like some input on that as a board member. In other words, a rough draft so that I can look at it and see, because I'll give you an example. Going back to the budget, the yearly budget, you know, that I had a big bit about. Okay, in Hank's description, Hank's job is not Hank, but general manager. It says that the general manager assists the finance manager. And in the finance manager policy, it says the finance manager assists the general manager. That doesn't even make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that, so therefore, because it doesn't give anybody the responsibility, either one. So I was thinking, I just would like to be able to edit those.
Well, so,
Yeah.
Do you know those policy numbers?
No, I
Well,
don't.
So with that said,
I know,
Let me
I'm gonna
cut-
interrupt you,
yeah, okay, go ahead.
because I see where you're going,
Okay,
and I'm gonna suggest we do exactly not that. Let him pick something that's easy to do. Get
yeah,
started.
right.
Don't get started with the hardest one that's gonna take us 6 months to talk about.
Well, my suggestion was actually, since we already have board member policy action items we can update those policies through, pick the 2 policies, put them on the future agenda items. And then when we're ready, then we can see those as a board instead of having Hank go through and draft those. We can actually go see and through them and update them ourselves. And then let him do the ones that are not gonna necessarily be controversial.
Oh, so you're saying that, for example, the field ones, the operators, then let him do those, right? Yeah, that makes sense to me, totally.
Mhm.
And then the ones like the finance manager and the general manager, those are the 2 really that,
And we just put those in
okay,
the board member policy action.
okay,
Okay,
all right.
I would request you only do one at a time.
okay. So let's
It'll take us months.
do this. I got a motion I wanna get here. consider and approve, or let's see, I make a motion to. Let's see, how do I want this? I make a motion for the general manager to start updating the job descriptions. Policy 2301 through 2381, excluding the general manager and the finance manager. Starting with one a month in December. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Public comment? Coming back for further comment?
What I had suggested is that we start with one a month. And what you've done instead is made a motion to have one a month for 8 months, for 10 months, whatever it is. Oh, and I think that's, the reason I said one a month is so we can kind of get started. Maybe it takes 2 months for the first one. I don't want to end up with, okay, now we got one this month, now we got two, by the fourth month, we've got 5, and we'll never get anything done.
So,
If you wouldn't mind changing to starting with one.
starting with one in this, so I'll amend my motion to say starting with one in December. Diane, are you still comfortable with seconding that?
Yeah, I am. There's something else I was thinking. Do you think that we could, when Hank does one, that we could have it in prior to the board, prior to the next board meeting so that I can look at
Oh,
it?
we get it in the board packet. I think that's as soon as we get it. I think that's as legally as soon as we
Yeah,
get it.
that'll work. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. Yes, Ron.
The only objection I have to that is an employee does not make these policies, the board does.
Right.
So he does not design them, we do, and then he prints them out.
So the way
That
this
is-
is done a lot of the time when they're updating. Well, I thought you were done, Ron. God
Well, you
dang
just keep interrupting.
it.
Maybe I had a long period, you know, but anyway. You gotta remember, these board policies, according to, the CSDA, these are backed by state law. All of these policies in that policy book are backed by state law, as long as they conform to state law. And there's violations in there.
Mhm.
Those are the ones we need to correct. But understand, we're not farming these out. This board is gonna do it.
100%.
Or
Yes.
I won't,
No, that's how it, that's what I was gonna say. That's how it
not
goes.
how it conform
No, what
the
happens
job
is,
description. That's our job.
what happens is the general manager goes through the job description policies. Then he makes recommendations going, look, actually, these ones look good, this one looks good, this one looks good. Then he brings it to us
That's
and
not
goes,
what you said. That's not. what you
that's the general
said. That's not
acceptance
the
of it.
motion.
That's how it's done. I didn't think I had to put that in the motion.
That is how it's done.
Yeah, that's how it's done. So it
But
shouldn't
that's
have
not
to be
the
put in the motion.
Did you have him change it?
That's,
Could you read it back to us, Hank?
The amended motion that hasn't been seconded,
no, Diane said she said she'd second that as amended,
okay,
by the way.
I didn't catch that, so.
Yeah.
GM to start updating job descriptions excluding the GM and finance manager, starting with one per month in December of 2025.
That's what I object to. It's our job.
Yes, it is. It is. our
Yes,
job.
so
Yes.
we pick one, and we do it. And then we give it to him, and he produces, it goes in the packet.
So,
He does not change them, we do.
So you're saying that you want the board to
The board
revise
makes
it?
the policy.
well, the board,
General manager.
I know, but how would we do, but
it's simple. It's simple. If he doesn't agree with it, that's okay. But the thing is, a lot of other boards operate this way. And they actually have the general manager or the school superintendent or things of that nature go
HR
through,
manager
or
or HR manager?
HR manager, go through the policies. And then they go through the policies and they bring the ones and they say, I looked at this one thoroughly. This one looks good. Board, do you agree? And then we look at it and go, you went through it. Yes, this looks good. We agree. And then we move on. That's how you kind of get these things done. So like the ones that take monotonous, but we know the finance manager and the general manager are gonna take some time.
Yeah.
So that's why we're gonna pull those ones out. We'll deal with those ones ourselves. The other ones are gonna probably be pretty cookie cutter. And he can look through them and just say, yeah, these all look good, cause he has the time and that's what he's paid for. Go ahead.
What I'm saying, I'm not complaining about that. What I want is him to make recommendations. He's supposed to make recommendations to the board. And then the board decides if we make the changes.
I thought that was implied. And maybe, is it
Jim,
not?
to start updating job descriptions excluding the GM and finance manager, starting with one per month in December of 2025.
Is that not implied though?
I would
No,
think it
there
makes
is
me
nothing
implied, but if you wanna
implied.
make it direct, put in front of, update draft.
Draft, okay,
Recommendation draft.
yeah, so
Big one.
draft,
I like
can we
that.
put that
I
in
like
there?
that. That was my suggestion
So-
a long time ago.
Amended again to insert draft where?
Instead of update?
No, right before update.
Right before update,
Staff,
draft update, there we go,
staff recommendation.
Drafting, update,
draft update, yes. I think that will work, yes. Okay, can you read it back to us now, please, Hank?
Jim, to start draft updating. So drafting updates of job descriptions excluding GM and finance manager, starting with one per month in December of 2025. So just to make it
No, he
work.
took the month out.
Yeah, starting, not one per month, starting in December of 2025.
So as I hear that, the only thing we're
Okay.
discussing is job description.
Mhm.
We're not doing policies. We're just doing job description.
That's in the policy, that's in the policy.
Yes, I know that. But that's all we're doing.
Oh,
There's all kinds of policies that are.
Well, right, but we gotta start, he's gonna start updating and it's gonna take a minute.
Make it an encompassing one.
But we did, we're gonna start from
No, he says job descriptions excluding,
2301 through 2381, excluding the finance manager and the general manager.
what about 50-60? What about 35-60?
We just updated 56.
I'm just saying, what about the other?
We can get to those after we get through this. How do we even know?
He's got a point though. We can't, I mean, we'll all be gone from as board members by we wouldn't be able to get through the whole board policy. He's got a point that we should start looking at others as well.
Well, let's see how he does with this.
No, he doesn't. He's doing the job descriptions. The board does all the
Well,
rest.
we have been doing
That's
this.
what you're talking about, huh?
No,
No.
not exactly.
Oh.
So the ones that he's gonna do
Okay.
does not include the general manager and the
Finance manager.
business administrator, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the finance manager.
So there's three,
2,
two,
yes.
okay. So how long is that gonna take? You can do it tomorrow.
Which one, what today?
So here, because I'm
In
trying
other
to,
words, what I'm saying, you're only looking at two policies.
no, we're looking at he's doing all the rest of those policies except for those 2.
We're
Anyway,
gonna do the other two.
can you read can you read it back to me, please?
Okay, so tell me if I've captured your motion.
Please, God.
You have to start drafting updates to job descriptions excluding the GM and finance manager, starting with one per month in December 2025.
2301 through 2381.
Where do you want that at?
So read it for me again.
The GM to start drafting updates to job descriptions excluding.
Right there, job description policies, 2301 through 2381. Excluding,
So that is Nathan's job description. That's what we're doing,
and the others.
but we're not doing the,
I'll get in a second, though.
GM to start drafting updates to job description policies 2301 to 2381, excluding the GM and finance manager, starting with one per month in December of 20.
Take out the per month, starting with 1 in December.
Starting with one, okay. Yep, you said that and
Yeah.
I just missed it.
That's all right. Diane, are you okay with still seconding that after it's been amended?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, so with that said, can I get a roll call vote? Actually, it needs to go back out to public comment again. Sorry, I take that back. Semantics. No public comment. Okay, now we're back. Now, roll call vote.
Vice President Bell,
Yes.
Director Thompson,
No.
Director Foster,
Yes,
and President Dowling.
Yes,
Motion carries 3-1.
perfect.
I do
Thank you.
have a question though, not on that, but the finance manager and the general manager, I think we should, I mean, now that's not something that Hank would be doing. It's something the whole board would be doing, right? Okay, so shouldn't we start that soon?
I think we could, yeah, I think the first of the year would be a good place to start. that.
Okay,
Probably.
and how did we go about it?
Well, then we put it on future agenda items under
Okay.
board member policy action items. So it'd be a future, so in December, we'll put one of those on
No, I get that part.
Yeah.
The part
and then we'll vote on it and it'll come in, so then it'll come in January.
yeah, but vote on what though? See, that's what.
We'll vote on it to be brought to the agenda in January.
Okay.
Then once it's brought, then in January, that's when we'll discuss it. Okay,
Wouldn't it make sense for all of us to look at it and bring in our suggestions
that's
to the meeting?
That's kind of why I've been trying to do this, the future agenda items, so we know what's coming, so we know, so that way when, you know, the person wants to bring the future, the general manager update policy, right? We know, okay, it's in December, that means we're gonna be meeting on it in January, so we can start doing our research, and the person that brought it, so whoever put it on the agenda, they put in the board, we all know, okay, it's time to submit our stuff to the board because it's gonna be in January.
But will we all be doing, I mean, I think we should.
Yeah, well, I believe so.
Yeah, we all look at it and then put in what our, of course, for me, I would look at all other districts, you know, to use that as a template. But so is that how you think we would do it though, is to, we
Yes,
all bring in information and.
let's hold this, guys, let's hold this for discussion. And then
Okay.
we'll, because we got Hank's general manager report, we got a couple remarks, and then we can discuss, and we can discuss all that. One sentence, hit me.
Mark,
Don't make me
you and I
regret
will
it.
be retired if we do 12 policies.
Yes,
Well, I mean, it's been 2 years and we only got 3 done, so if we're getting 12 done over the next year, we're gonna be doing pretty good. All right. Yes, discussion items, general manager report, please.
I failed to put a report in this month.
oh, we
That's-
skipped something.
No, I don't think so, I think we got it all, didn't we?
Wait, we skipped the forced, putting the finance manager thing on the.
That's the future agenda items?
What is it called, RF?
Oh, that's
No, no,
discussion,
that's
that's item number 3 though, yes, yeah, general manager report, then,
The general manager
remarks
first comes first?
yeah, I put it at number 3, so it'll come after. We're good,
All right,
we're good.
okay.
Almost having word reference.
Talk to it, Hank.
So that's gonna be I3, G1 to I3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, that's what we said earlier. I don't have a report this month.
Oh, perfect, look at that.
Well, I'd like to ask about.
The RFP,
No.
Oh.
I wanna know, Hank, did you hire anybody, okay, well, let me start it this way, is that, I did a research on, for all the employees that, for the last, since 2012, that have been employed for the FPUD. And what I discovered was that we've only ever had, for as long as 2012, only 3, the plant operators, the treatment people, what Nathan are. Okay, there's only been 3, but Hank is hiring a 4th, correct? Is that right?
That's not accurate. We've always had 4 operators.
But that's not what the,
If you look at your policy, 23, whatever it is for,
no, I'm looking at the
the flow chart
transparency.com.
for the,
Use my notes.
what do you call it?
The org chart?
The org chart, yeah, it's always authorized 4 positions. Those 4 positions were always filled until 2023.
That's not what the transparency.com says.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you look at it, where is it? I've got a copy that I brought. And I can't remember where I did with it. But anyway, what it has is every employee that's worked here since 2012. And then I went through it and there's only been 3 people in that field for the,
That's not accurate.
so you transparency.com?
I don't think,
No,
I
no,
don't think
it's
she,
not
I don't
that.
think she
It's-
disagrees.
All
I
transparent.
think she's saying we only had,
Thank you.
but
I
then,
have it. Did I leave it?
Hank, can you just state who the four were?
Ron Mills,
I've got a.
Ronnie Mills.
Bo Anderson.
Yeah.
Robert Middleton.
Oh, here it is, right here.
Chava Mercado.
You wanna look at it, look at it. These are all the employees since 2012, and there has always only been 3 out there in the plant, only 3, doing what Nathan.
Well, I know,
And I get it, that it says that you can have 4, I get that, I'm not.
no, I think this might be off because I know Chava
Yeah,
and,
he's up
and
there.
Robert
Yes, he's on there,
and Ronnie Mills
yeah, he's on there too.
and who was the other one?
Did you say Bo?
I didn't say Bo.
Bo Anderson.
And Bo Anderson.
Yeah, Bo Anderson has been on since.
So that would be 4.
But at different years.
They were
Different
up there at the same
years.
time.
They're in different years. In other words, there have only been 3 out there. And then, yes, we've had more operators, but they were in different years.
Well,
Chad,
they all worked at the same time.
No, they didn't. No.
Chad
Odell.
Odell. Chad Odell took a job, down the hill in 2013-14. We hired Ron Mills to fill his spot. So from 13 until 23, it was Ron, Bo, Robert, Chava.
Right.
We've always had 4.
And I've always, cause that was kind of when I was still doing pipeline stuff and that's who I remember being out there, but I don't know. We need to figure out why that's, cause I know
What
what
is
you're
that?
saying.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is necessarily.
This is I got it off transparencycalifornia.com. It is a list of every employee since 2012. And so I went through and I highlighted the ones for in the treatment plant. And there's only ever been 3
At one time.
at one time.
Can I see it?
Yeah, yes, you can.
I'll pass it
Yes.
on.
Yeah, there's only one copy, but you're welcome to look at it. Yes.
So, like you explained, I mean, we've got payroll records for 4 since I've been here.
So I'm wondering why the transparency.com
Maybe
doesn't,
they made a mistake.
transparency.com?
So I don't know why you don't have Ron Mills. Ron Mills was in the treatment plant distribution.
Have we hired the 4th one yet?
No, we haven't hired anything.
We had any response?
Yes,
Okay, so was that in the budget that we were gonna hire a 4th one? Was it in
Yes.
the budget?
yes, I budgeted for 6 months. 6 months of an operator to take effect, December-ish.
Have we had a response to the finance manager?
Well, I see the
Well, we're
card.
gonna get to that, but I'll.
Yeah, she's not counting Ron Mills.
You're not counting Ron Mills.
Ron Mills is
Well,
normal.
then if he's not on there, it's because he
It's in-
wasn't.
It's right there. It's called the operational supervisor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's different than the treatment people. That's very different. I'm talking the people that are assigned to, I don't have the name of it, that do the treatment, for the water.
In the field? Well,
Yeah, but Ron Mills he's a supervisor or something, so he can't count. He can't count. He's counted. Okay, where's my chart?
You want your
Show me the
thing
chart.
back here?
I wanna see the chart. Yeah, but you can look, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so. This chart right here. We have slots for 4, but we've only ever filled 3. Now, when you talk about Ron Mills, he was at a different position. He wasn't down here.
Oh, you know what I think that is though? I think it was Chad Odell was in that, or who was in the supervisor role before Chad, or,
Combination of Chad and Robert, I don't know.
and then so when Chad left, then Ron went to that position. And then how long did it take before you backfilled in that?
We backfilled, with part-time labor, during some.
Well, because like Don was in that position, I
Yeah.
think, for a while and stuff like that, and that he was temporary, so maybe that's what it's not picking up, is some of that has been backfilled with temporary work over the years. And they might not pick up on that,
Transparency doesn't put that in there.
maybe not, I don't know, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to figure out why it wouldn't have it, cause just from being around physically, you see these guys and you kind of know that they were having those positions, so I don't know why. I don't know why that's there like that. That's a little confusing, but
Well, so then why, I have Nathan, Michael and Jeff, and there's one that's, okay, so who was in there before that we're replacing? That Hank hasn't.
right now, over the past 5 years, I don't really know everybody, you know, because ever since Chalva, and Bo left and all them, it's like, I know, I'm making the mic, but I don't I don't know everybody that's, like, I don't know them as good as I, you
Well,
know.
I'm just saying that I mean,
Yeah,
there's nobody in this position.
that's why they're hiring.
I know, but how long has it been open? Years?
I don't know.
Okay, so,
But Hank, you feel the need for another employee,
I
right?
do.
Yeah, but, and that's what counts. That's,
So that is a new point.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Move on.
okay, so, with that, now, to your point, Ron, discussion on posting of the finance manager position, so,
We skipped two.
remarks and reports by directors. Is there any remarks and reports by directors?
Yeah, I have one. Okay, this is something that I missed.
No.
This is something that I missed. In the September minutes, I know it's moot now, but
We approved it.
we did.
Okay, so we were looking back through the October minutes. And we
There's an
couldn't,
error in there. Oh, did you pass it down?
oh,
There's only one, there's only, there's an error in here, and I just want to point it out, yes, we did approve it, and I didn't catch it. But it says President Dowling presented materials provided by two attorneys, Placer County and the Schuylkill Search. There were no materials that you produced to us,
Yeah.
and so that is an error in the minutes, and I just want to point it out. I know that it's water over the bridge, but I wanted to point it out, and this is the reason why we need a secretary, you know. But I did want to point it out because it is an error.
I'm wondering what I tried to figure out. I thought you were talking about October and I couldn't figure it out.
Oh, well, October,
May I make another point?
Yeah.
Different subject. How many responses have we had came from?
Well, we're gonna get on to it. So, that's item number 3. That's the next one.
oh,
So is there any other director or comments?
No,
Okay, no, now we can get up to that one. We can finish that. Yes, there's been 2. They come to my email. I got one last Thursday or Friday and one Monday.
These seem to be local,
No, neither one of them are local.
but how far away? I mean, Sacramento or, I mean, you're talking Indiana?
Hank, what was it? Like
Texas and. Las
Texas
Vegas.
and Las Vegas.
oh my goodness.
Okay, but I'm kind of surprised we only have 2. We never put anything on the CSDA's list, have we?
No,
Well, because it was, the CSDA was gonna be a bit of a bear to get on there, right?
no, it's not. It's
So
just,
the board.
Or was it the other one?
Here's the motion.
Oh,
The
so that's
motion
what it
was,
We discussed this last
We're
week.
gonna start with freebies.
Right, we did Indeed, we did our website, and
MMAC. And then.
MMANC, yeah, and indeed,
yeah, we did Indeed, we did our website, and
And then we did the Auburn paper,
no, we didn't do Auburn paper.
no?
No, we were just gonna start out with the ones that were the least cost.
But I think we ought to need to extend that.
You're thinking we need to
Well,
bump it up.
the
I do too.
PSDA would,
The CSDA.
yeah, well.
So President Dowling made a motion to post the completed request for proposal to the district website. Indeed, MMANC, if the sites will post the recruitment for free. Motion was seconded by Director Foster. President Dowling amended the motion by adding that responses to the request for proposal be directed to President Dowling. Director Foster seconded the amendment. And the amended motion passed unanimously 3-0. So they were posted to the district website, Indeed, and MMANC,
and where you're getting
which is
everything
the
from.
Municipal Management Association of Northern California.
And we've gotten 2 responses from Indeed only.
So Hank, do we have a national, is anything go national from here?
Indeed,
I mean, are we just looking at Northern California or? You got one from Texas?
Yeah,
Please get,
Well, how did you, so are we advertising in Texas?
I don't know where they're advertising. So it's on Indeed. I don't know how that, Hank's posted to Indeed,
Is
so I don't.
is there a job employment website that we can get, go nationwide?
Indeed,
I think Indeed's the one that's going nationwide. I mean, we got two applicants, one from Texas and one from Las Vegas, so I would say that's probably nationwide.
I think this
Or could we also do,
just a
CSDA,
little point of order here, Chase.
yeah. And that,
We want to make sure this stays in discussion only. We can make no decisions on this.
make no decisions on what,
Cause there's not it's not an action item. It's
We can't say, we can't tell him, direct him to do something because it's not on the agenda.
it's.
I understand.
It's in discussion, it's in discussion,
what I'm doing is asking.
because we're
If it's
discussing.
a good idea to move forward.
Yeah.
with that.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
We should have more response than two.
when
Well, it just got, when did we post it? Wednesday? Tuesday?
it was Wednesday, it was on.
Wednesday, it was Wednesday. I couldn't remember which. So it was on Wednesday, we got one Thursday, we got one Monday. We have till the 28th. And then, but I think personally, I think we run it till the 28th, see what our responses are. If we get a good, because there might be some people that start coming into it now. Like I said, we've gotten 2. So if we get, another 5, there might be a good one in
The
there,
28th of this month.
the 28th of this month.
But you don't have an
So-
open,
So if you have, excuse me, if you put it on CSDA, does it go until it's filled, or does it have a time limit?
I think it's all, they all have, we voted on the time limit would be the
Does
28th.
CSDA have a time limit?
I don't understand what you're asking.
he means if we ask,
If we put,
they charge, so how much, what's the time limit for that charge?
Oh, I don't know.
It's
We'd have to
about
ask.
$300 and something, but I don't know.
Yeah, we'd have to ask them. So my suggestion, and then we're really, it's all really a moot point at this point anyways, because it's not an action item in the agenda, but is wait till it expires. See what we have for applicants at the next meeting. And then if we're not satisfied with the applicants, then I think
it
we
is
should,
California,
So
central districts.
Yeah,
I would remind you that's exactly what we had talked about before.
yeah. So that's,
Get them in, seeing if we
yeah.
need to
see-
change,
see- see-
go to other places or change the,
But we do have, like I said, we've had 2 in so far. I mean, they're not what we want to see
but see,
necessarily.
that, the trouble is that we don't have anything that's put in locally. So we've got somebody
Our
from.
website.
Yeah, but who's gonna be looking at our website? I mean, from out of state, I mean from out of state.
Well, that's where Indeed comes in.
It's advertised in the whole state of California.
Yeah,
Well, like I said, we'll get through the 28th, because it's really not that far from now anyway. I mean, shoot, today's the 12th.
well, here's what, Hank posted. He used all these, and I'm wondering if any of these are ones we could use for the finance manager, because I'm not familiar with them. He did post for the field operator, in the Auburn Journal, the messenger, the BC water jobs. I don't know if that is something where a finance manager could be posted. I don't know. California water jobs, another one.
Are those free? Are any of those free?
No, Hank paid, he paid.
Oh, you gotta pay for any paper.
Yeah, $2.50 for the Auburn Journal for us too. Yeah, but so anyway, there are other places. I do want to make a comment though, is in the Indeed, I went to the website and I noticed that it said hybrid. We never discussed hybrid for the finance manager that I'm aware of, that I remember. And it says hybrid, which means, I didn't know what hybrid meant, looked it up, it means that this finance manager could work at home at part-time. And so we didn't agree to that, and yet it's on the website on Indeed.
I don't know.
but that's what our
It's
state
not on
said.
the other one, it's not on the other one, on the, what is it called?
So I don't remember putting hybrid in there
It's only
necessarily.
on the.
I think that's their designation.
Oh,
That might be there, yeah, because I don't remember putting hybrid in the one.
No,
that
I don't think.
No,
that.
no, it's not in your thing, but why would they put that there? Why?
Maybe their way of distinguishing full-time versus part-time.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
think they. would.
I don't know. I don't know. Man, I don't. But to be totally honest, seeing that there probably get us more looks, but
I
I
just,
think we're gonna make You'll go for it, we need to go for it.
Well, like I said,
Wait for the two.
Yeah, I'd like to do this. He's saying that we can't, because the agenda says so, but I see, I don't agree with that. Why can't we do whatever we want just because it's not on the agenda? Why can't we just say,
No, yeah.
but let's,
you can't?
you and I have had these discussions before, Diane, and I think, and I understand where your frustration comes in, because I've had frustration in the same aspects, when I first started sitting on boards, but there's a point of order and there's the way things, and the reason why they have these rules is so people can't just run away with things, and I understand where you're coming from. I even agree with you that I
It's
would
on
like
the
you to,
agenda. It is on the agenda though.
but it's not under an action item. It was a discussion item, not an action item. We wanted to be updated on where we sat, not say, hey, I want to change this, right? So so we have to,
It never used to be that way.
government is slow.
We don't have to be slow on this board.
We can only be as fast as we can be.
I think we could be extra.
Uh-huh. You be board president.
We're gonna
You can be-
we're gonna have a report,
What's that?
we're gonna have a report.
They already did it. Yeah, so with that said, does anybody, we have future agenda items, would be going into board member policy action item for future agenda items for the month of December would be creating policy 5025. Is the only one we have.
What about, what's the 2000? I don't know. See, I get confused of where you want to put it.
5025 is creating board meeting agenda policy.
Well, I mean, the 2000 that I have recommended.
That was tabled to next month.
That was tabled because you didn't have your.
But where would it go? What category?
Yours would be under board member policy action item.
Oh, not action item. Okay.
Board members policy action item.
Okay.
Yes,
So who's presenting, creating policy 50?
that would be me.
Okay.
All right. That's it.
No, wait a minute, we're supposed to decide what we're gonna do on it. And the first comment I had, we already have a policy called 5020 of the board meeting agenda.
Yeah, but it doesn't ever lay out the agenda, and I think it's too big.
So you're going to replace it, why aren't you?
Not replace it, no. Addition to.
So.
That's why it's 5025, not 5020.
Okay, I understand it's a subset. But. Board meeting agenda is already there. Is there something that you can use that makes it clearer what you're doing?
So what I want to do with 5025 is create a board meeting of agenda template to follow, plus agenda items, way to admit agenda items for the board, how to admit agenda items for the board, and then how those are brought forth to the agenda.
Oh, so you can either.
Because right now we have some confusion on that item, and it's up to, right now it's up to the board president. And so with the agenda item, but it's very vague. Very vague, so I'm trying to drill down and getting it less vague.
Well, a comment, the ways being board president for a while, I didn't think it was vague at all. It says it's between me and the general manager.
Mhm.
And people submit stuff and would be between me and the general manager whether or not it goes forward or not.
Right,
But looking at the title, I'd really like to see something else there. Maybe that's board meeting agenda. I don't know, you just said it was for topic suggestion and approval or placement or something. So that it is a very clearly a sub item to that. Well, the main board agenda, you're not changing that. You're just saying, how are you gonna do it?
and creating a new
Okay.
template, yes.
Okay, so.
It could be possibly the same template, but I want us to all agree on what it is.
So board meeting agenda template and process. How about that? Or process.
I like that, yeah, that works. That works.
And so,
Yes.
so I thought your process was we vote on this and decide if it's gonna move forward or not, and we only pick one.
Well, there's only one.
But we only pick one, but I thought we still had to vote on whether or not it was for,
Oh, to be seen on the next agenda.
to go over the board action items.
My theory was, if there's only one. Actually, no, you're right. That's the way we did have it set out, to actually vote to see if we want to have this on the next meeting's agenda. You are correct about that. Yes.
Okay.
So,
I see why you need a process document.
see, exactly. You get what I'm saying? So I'll make a motion to, see this on December's, board meeting as board meeting agenda template and process. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Thanks, Diane. Public comment? Negative, coming back. Further comment? Nope. Can I get a roll call vote?
If I could read back, to, see this item, in, board member
Policy action.
policy action. And to change the name to board meeting agenda template and process.
Yes. Creating policy
And the second
5025
was from-
board meeting agenda template and process.
Diane, Vice President Bell,
Yes.
Director Thompson,
Yes,
Director Foster,
Yes,
President Dowling.
Yes.
4-0, motion carries.
And with that said,
wait. I need it. I got something I need to say. It just doesn't have anything to do with portfolio.
can we adjourn it and then say it, or do you want it to be
Yeah.
part of the minutes?
Yeah, but I'd like you to listen though.
Okay, no, I'll listen.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, meeting adjourned. That way these.
Anyway, I did some math. And if you take a dollar bill, which is 6.14 inches long, and you stack them end to